Good morning, traders, and happy Wednesday, 17th of February. I was not around President's Day and had some stuff to do yesterday, and then a lot of my friends were frozen solid in Houston. So, been kind of an interesting time. Anyway, we're back here on the markets. Got the NASDAQ up. What do we got for VWAP? Everybody look 739 and 738.50. Probably a little ahead, yeah. So that's looking good there. And what are we doing on a daily? Well, it's pulling back, and I would say we might actually test this wick here. That's the support area right there at 5.98. Okay. What have we got on the daily picture here? We've got a risk off appetite, and that's pretty well confirmed by the downward motion on all the trading today. The ES is strongly down. 5-minute NQ, or 5-minute NQ here. Darn it. A little late to the party. I should have checked in a little bit earlier. This is some nice action down here. And the buyers are definitely not having fun with this ride. Real light volume, but positive. Just unusual at this point in the game. 10 minutes before 10, 21:50 here in Southeast Asia, and 7:50 market time, Central Time, Chicago. So I hope everyone is healthy, and if you're in this cold area, that you're warm and that you've got everything you need. Obviously, if you didn't have power, you wouldn't be listening to this right now. But a number of my colleagues around Houston are having a pretty tough row. There a couple, 3 days without power, no water, sub-zero temperatures. Not a pretty picture. Not a pretty picture. So why is this hanging right there? Oh, wow. Just took that low out by a little bit. Let's look at the bigger picture here. Not sure why now, however. We're quite lower. And we're pulling off pretty hard, it looks like. I would say this is a good opportunity to maybe take a little bit of a sell here. See whether we can get a little bit out of this. There might be a little bit too close to the bottom. We're short one. Yeah, that was a little bit of a FOMO attack there, I'm afraid. Short one. Well, we get our, there we go. Well, we got our break-even move and then stopped out, which is, I gotta think about that because it's running to our target here now. So anyway, that was a little quick, a little quickie. Oh, 28 seconds. Wasn't as quick as I thought. Little Globex trade. So There we are. I may have to drop audio here. Bottom of the hour, right at the damn open. That's unfortunately a convenient meeting time for my people in Europe and Houston. So it's kind of when we have global meetings now and then with my other interests. But it will only be a short one, and it would just be on audio. I'll leave the stream up. Just had a moment of terror that I had forgotten to unmute the mic, but I see that I didn't. Got a new electric or standing, or, adjustable desk coming. I just realized after how long I've been here that there's a company that makes one of the best ones in the world here in Malaysia, just over in Penang. I can get the thing for a great price, so it's on the way. Normally in Houston, when I'm on the state side, I have a stand-up, adjustable high desk, and I stand all the time. Sitting's really bad for you. Even though I try to get up about every 30 minutes and go do some push-ups or some exercises, look out the window to rest my eyes and those kinds of things, that's still just sitting's really bad for your health. So if you can get one of those desks, I really recommend it. I don't even have a chair in my office in the States. I have kind of a little waiting roomy thing with a couple of chairs and a coffee table for people come to visit, but I don't have an office chair or anything like that. I stand up the entire time. Well, that was just pretty darn lucky there. Late to the party, but we did pick up a little bit, and we should have flipped that other way around, I guess. They really wanted to get down here to the POC. Look at that. Why did that happen? Let's see what's going on with a 5-minute. Maybe we get a bigger view here or something. Well, that's value from Thursday. The hell that would matter, I don't know. Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Wait a minute, is that right? Wednesday. 16th. What was the 16th? Yeah, yesterday. That was yesterday's regular trading session. This is Globex. Yeah, on my charting, you can tell the difference between Globex or regular trading hours by the value area lines. And on my range chart, this is a lighter blue. I should have that set up the same way. I thought it was, to be honest with you. So I'm not sure what the attraction is down here, but there was a lot of traffic down here for several days. So that's probably it. And let's take a look at something else very interesting. I'll bet there might be something of interest here on the you can see how the what I mean by the volume colors here on the well, if I ever get there, on the regular trading hours on my normal trigger chart. See what this has to say here. I'll bet you there's a whole bunch of traffic. Yeah, there's a little bit easier way to see it. You see we've come right down here into this high traffic area where they had a lot of trading and just right over the top of themselves for value and range. And now we're testing back down into that range here. You see, this is our current price. I don't plot a TPO on the Globex. So these are all just regular trading hours. But this is our current trade price. So we're right down here. Now this is a untested point of control. And the volume point of control, and that we might be looking at that. What else have we got here? We got any poor lows? Well, excess, little excess. No, we don't have any. This is that goofy half day on Monday. Okay. Okay. Well, they just bounced up and hooked it over, didn't they? Probably going to come right back to test this POC. No sooner do I open my mouth, and that's what they do. So I'm hoping that all things are good with the stream. Try to remember all this stuff here. I'm trying to make little tweaks to things that make it easier on people. Looking for a particular video, you can see whether it was a live trading profit or loss, what date. They're all live. I may move that live word over to the end there. I'll have to see how that looks on the channel when this is over. Yeah, back to VWAP. VWAP, listen to me, back to POC. That looks pretty funny, doesn't it? There's that POC, and look at that string of singles. Woof. Amazing. I would say that was just a squeeze. Stop, run, squeeze, whatever you want to call it. Just annoys me that I'm just a little bit late there when I saw that. I've made a commitment to, and obviously, since this is my trading journal, it makes no sense to trade off stream. Not only is it unfair to viewers and subscribers, but it's stupid from my point of view because my whole purpose is to have a video virtual trading log. But I'll jump on a browser and see that the market's doing some stuff or moving, and then it takes me a little bit to get the trading computer started up and logged on and the stream going and all those things. So, it's just I have to work out a better timing situation. I get the the new desk. It'll be a bit bigger, and I might try to reconfigure the monitors so I can have both computers going at the same time all the time. I have a 40-inch 4K, which I share between the two, and I have two 24-inch or 27-inch high def Dells that I also have sprinkled between the two. So essentially, each depending on whether it's my trade rig or the other one, it's the main monitor is the 40-inch 4K, and then one of the Dells is always active on the one machine, and the other Dell is always active on the other one. So I have to, unfortunately, they don't make this 40-inch 4K I have now anymore. Or I would have had another one already, and then I would have ditched the two Dells and had the 240 side by side, one for each computer. That's the goal. But no such luck yet. So here we sit now. We're at 4 minutes past the hour. Got $100 on. Another trade, and we're over the. We'll be over the 1500 and change, and we would be able to trade 3 lots. We would be up from the 2. Let's check that out on the dashboard here, and I'll make sure I'm not talking through my hat. Yeah, there we go. So we're on the scaling plan here, and at the moment we're trading 2 contracts, daily loss limit, weekly loss limit. And the weekly loss limit, you can see where you are over here by the weekly net P&L. It's not intraday, it's on the close. Apparently, there's that big day that cost me so dearly. It was a good day there. And we're at 9, so anything we any day we hit the target after this, then we're in directly into the funded account. So that's good. And once I get on over this 1500, I'll be a little more aggressive again if I see the volatility and up the size to 2, which I normally trade. I scaled back to 1, and the bracket when we had the drawdown right here. And then I've traded that consistently up, but $100 a whack or 2, it doesn't do so good. But better than nothing. That's for sure. 15.3, 15.304, pretty darn close. Okay, let's see what that scaling plan will change to. Hopefully this works. Yep. Well, we don't want to see that. Okay, here we are. So below 15.5 or 1500 is 2 lots. 1501 penny, it's 3. And then 52,001 penny, we're up to 5. We're doing the $50,000 account here. All right. And if I am not mistaken, the only calendar event today will be the usual crude oil inventory. Huh. I don't see that anywhere here. Why not? Thought I had the calendar marked. Ah, there we go. Thought I had that calendar set off at the top, but I must have been fat fingered it. Here we go down some more, and this is falling out of bed over here again. Wow. Wasn't watching. I should have got on that. And here's our calendar. So the only, oh no, crude oil inventory was not today. That's interesting. Why not? Must have been because of holiday. All right, so let's get back to thinking about trading here. This action is going to start being a little bit spooky here. Wow, there's some serious selling going on there. I wonder if this is news driven or just what they're doing. Guys are just running it straight down. But I quite hesitant to get on a run like that, as is evidenced by this. And especially when we're just knocking on the door of the open. And so thinly traded. Look at that. Just an even spread. 2 digits, singles. Wow. Narrow spread, though. So that's good. Doggone. That's some good trades there. Where are they looking here? Oh, yes, they may get down here to this, right here at this support that we talked about earlier. When I was doing kind of the pre-market top down. So they're right pretty much at that support level there. And I might try to run a little past for the bottom of this wick, but I'm guessing their support. The whole story with the bad weather is kind of amazing that their infrastructure was so fragile. I mean, yeah, it's cold, but in other parts of the country and Rocky Mountains, where here, for example, is a foot and a half, 2 feet of snow and 30 below zero, and Houston's got a skiff of snow, maybe an inch, and it got down to zero, and the whole grid caved in. I guess rolling blackouts and everything else. Really too bad. Pretty amazing, actually. That to me, I can understand that people aren't used to the cold weather, but I would have thought that the grid and house insulation and things like that would be more than sufficient because of the high air condition use there all the time. Power's power. It doesn't care whether it's air conditioning or heating. And insulation in a house doesn't care either, whether it's keeping the cold out or the heat in or the cold in. So I'm a little surprised that the whole thing fell down that way. And lots of people I know had frozen pipes already, and pipes burst now that the water's coming back on, and the heat in the house, and then the water starts pouring out of their ceiling, and wow, incredible. I'm quite surprised. Well, there's 3 tests there. How long do you think that's going to hold? They'll probably dance right around that number until the open. Settlement was at 13,767 3/4. Way up here. Say this is a gap is an understatement. Delta's pretty flat here, and they keep banging along that bottom. So we'll see if my colleagues are thought out enough to have a quick phone call here at the bottom of the hour in 15 minutes. I sort of hope they're busy trying to get their lives back together, and I don't have to do that, to be honest. Weeks like this is really nothing to talk about anyway. It's just, people sit around and gab about the weather. So there's that wick test right there, and if I almost to this penny. Now will they come back down off of there? You see it. It looks like a wick test over here. Of course, it's all relative to time, and here we are at the same area. Likely chance, in my opinion, that they'll go to POC, VPOC, which is right here. Funny that they just ran down there and sold all those contracts right at that 670. After all this trade overnight, all of that. And in the last few minutes, they run down here and boom, sell it all. Why? Why? What is the market trying to do? And is it being successful at that? That's what you need to think about. So great. The later meeting is canceled. Now, if this first one is, I'm clean and green for the open and a little bit of trading here. That's pretty exciting. I'm all excited. I just can't hide it. So, as we approach the open here, I want to remind you that your real only goal as a trader is to be able to trade tomorrow. And the way you do that is with risk management, proper trade sizing, and proper trade management. So watch what you see, trade what you see, not what you think. And that's the yellow brick road to Oz, which is consistent profitability. Oh, yeah, this is all breaking my way here. I'm happy about that. Meeting. Meeting. See if I can. Oh, well, we'll see what happens here. I may have to drop off the audio here for a few minutes to give some guidance to a couple of these folks who aren't in the frozen tundra. If they log on, if they don't, that's just great. But the late meeting, the 1 o'clock in the morning meeting is off, so that's a good thing. I can watch the open and trade it and then get to bed at a normal time or a reasonable time. And they're just going to chop it around now that they got it down where they wanted it. Interesting to see now how the charting handles itself. Jigsaw will be spot on. It's light and it's accurate. Curious to see how Tradovate reacts here with the. My theory is that this pandemic has got everybody at home, right? And everybody's online and, so there are bandwidth bottlenecks that we don't normally face. And then you throw on top, well, I guess with the power outage and all of the people in the cold zone unable, that might actually free up some bandwidth. So we'll just see what happens. Just see. I'm going to just drop off audio here for a second. See if they want to go ahead with this brief meeting or not. I sent them an email to cancel it, but I see somebody's joined the teams already. So should be back in 5 or 10. I'll be watching the open quietly. I'm sorry, nothing I can do. Okay, so, well, that was not a very productive meeting, and a nice open there with some good swings both directions that I was too busy typing and talking. I was not able to take advantage of. But we'll see where we go here now. Be so glad when I get into a time zone where I don't have to be juggling myself quite like this. So they pulled the POC up, or did they? Is that where it was? Oops, wrong mouse. Now we're right on the SD1 POC and just below the value area high. Balanced profile kurtosis here. ES is gaining a little bit of ground. Yeah, we're down low. There's that where that POC was. They've actually pulled it down lower than before. Can turn off and on the full day profile here. So that's where that POC jump was a little bit before the open. There we go. There we go. That didn't work right. They're supposed to be. Oh yeah, it did. So of course it did. It's over there. There we go. And there's that POC. The profile jumps from the right to the left at the start of a new session. Looked like a little bit of a stop run there. A little bit squirrely now. I'm not sure what was the prompt of the big sell-off. That's kind of what's got me puzzled there. Both the ES and just, they trade through the whole day, whole Globex session pretty much in a chop zone and then just fall out of bed right at the going into the open. Kind of strange. What happens here if we see if we can get one more pop up to VWAP there. Maybe not. Nope. Well, that didn't quite work out the way we'd hoped there. That's the move I was looking for. Well, they may just chop it out here now. Yep. Hard to tell what they got in mind. What are they trying to do? And how are they doing it? Well, that seems to be a pretty big number right there for everybody. I would suspect that they were going to take it off of this volume area node down to the top here of the profile, but I'm a little bit hesitant to try that. Doesn't seem to be following my logic here particularly. I'm not thinking about this other thing. I'm not reading the market right. That's irritating. I would think they would now come back to this area here, value area high, cross this volume, low volume node. But then it's been a continual up move. So my inclination is to want to short down there to that value area high, but I got caught on the wrong side of the little chop zone there, and that was my mistake. I don't want to do that again. So we're 50-50, and the stop is always a little bigger than that because it's a full 8. So that bracket doesn't quite make up for that. That's why we're $35 in the hole here. But imagine they're going to take out the high and go up past that VWAP, but then that's what I imagined a minute ago. And that's not how it panned out right here. And they could just fall right into this range. Kind of looks like what they're thinking. A little bit surprising. They've taken out the Globex low, so that stat is made. A number of tests on that top. There's going to be some shorts piled up there when they do take it out. It's going to be at least up to that figure, I would think, the 700 club. But you never know. They could trade this thing back and forth all the rest of the session and not go through there. For some reason, that had a significance early on. Two minutes till bracket change. Now we're at that spot where I thought we were going to go. But it looks a little too squirrely for me. The sellers are in there, but they haven't really started to break it down yet. They get back into that area, and we still have that. They're right on that POC from the Globex now. Let's see if we can get one more. No. Could just be a consolidation off of this area here, and back up we go again. There's the POC. Normally, I would say once they've gotten into value like that, that we would trade across, at least to the POC, across this volume, and maybe down to the lower area, but I don't know. That POC seems to be pretty strong. See it right there. And that's that one they brought it down to just before the market closed. So there's some significant area that 670, whether that's a strike or something, but look at it go. Essentially just a big chop range here. Darn it. So I gotta do a little email reading here. There we go. There's broke through that area. Will they sell it down there now? Where did my mouse go? Whoa, what happened? The hell was that? Don't like that much. Shoot, I was getting ready to try to short that. Hmm. Sort of inclined to participate short down to the POC here for a mean reversion. See what happens here. Come on, beauty. Oh, couldn't get it. Couldn't get our there, and there we go. Damn. And it got to our target too. Oh well. Oh well. Now I will not participate, as I've never had much success trading from the center out, and that's where we are right now. That was not much of a mean reversion trade, but at least it had the right idea. Now, no. And when it comes past there for down here, maybe, but that's from the center out. If we get some really hard fall off, I'd be okay. We got to get past this low over here. Better off to take a bounce off the value area low. Looking for a short bounce back up. Back up would be more of a normal trade for me. But this is just pretty screwy price action, actually. Look at that. One, two, three, four, five. 5 times they tap the top and can't go across that. That's pretty interesting. And now they're going to do this. I'm sort of disappointed that I didn't get that extra little oomph right there for that 10 points. But, oh well, there we go. So they traded across. So what are they going to do here? I'm busy typing in. Every time I turn my back, this damn thing goes exactly the direction I'd like to see it go. There was a cross. They went across the value area twice. Now are they going to take it down? Too low now to FOMO, the FOMO. Ah, or will they mean revert back up? The thing that's got me a little bit spooked is the action over here on the ES. And the fact that this little guy's out here just all by himself. They did take out that value area POC, which I mentioned when I was looking at the pre-market. So they went down and took that one out. Tap, tap, tap on the bottom, just like they tap, tap, tapped on the top. Maybe they're knocking on the door there. Who knows? I'm not gonna try to second guess them. Three trips down, you'd think they'd take it out and get a new low, but maybe that's just what they want everybody to think. Poor high, no excess, and only a weak low, only one tick. And they're just sitting right on that POC. Okay. That's a volume area POC from clear back on whatever day this is, the 11th. Amazing how that works, isn't it? And here is a profile POC, this kind of a shady looking red thing, and another volume area profile down here at the 40. So that's this one. And this one, that's just before it broke out and started up. Not entirely off the question, out of the question. I would think probably likely that we would trade back towards half back in the POC here, but hopefully trade what I see, not what I think. Take my own advice. So, not a very profitable day, but still profitable, and that's better than not profitable. Expectancy sucks. I should have just sat on my hands when I was trying to do two things at once here. But anyway, we had one stop out and two profitable. %66 profitable trades. Expectancy is not very good. And here we go, back and forth in the zone of chops again. How many times are they going to hit this value area low and not break through it? The first test is always the best, I believe. As a result, I wouldn't have a resting order here where I would normally. But this is just a little too goofy for me. Not sure what they're trying to get at here. Well, there they go. Not sure what they're trying to accomplish. Looks like down. There are the stops. There are the stops. When they hit this many times, it's kind of inevitable that this stop run is going to happen. The problem is it's real bad trade location. Unless you take the up in here somewhere and take the short, but then you're trading from the center out. So no part of that deal looked good to me. I'll get my hindsight binoculars out here and we'll be able to really figure out some stuff. But when you're actually trading it, it makes one heck of a big difference. ES is selling out pretty hard. Darn, I'm sorry about that one short, but you know, it is what it is. Stop, I mean, short. Looking for this breakout, and just exactly the opposite of down here, you see? Looking for this break through to VWAP and the big number, the round number here, and took that stop. First trade of the day was in the Globex, and another one here, so. Now this would be a good asymmetrical trade location if you had a resting order here, which would be normal with more for me to do with more, that would be a normal setup for me. And then if it gets, past your stop up here, you definitely know you're wrong. But it's a good asymmetrical trade at a logical spot, and they traded it across value just exactly like the book says. Just exactly like it says in markets and profile, I guess. However, that book is referring to the TPO value area as opposed to the volume value area. And the TPO volume value area is from here to here. It's this green shaded area. Sort of see there, hard to see on these charts. And now we're back in another chop fest over here again, or a zipper, as Morad calls it. Does kind of look like a zipper. This is a 20 range chart, which I seem to be fairly comfortable with. What are we doing on the daily? Well, there we are. Didn't quite make it down to the wick test here, but definitely got down to that support area, which I pointed out when we were looking at the pre-market here before the open, that if they pulled it back, this looked like a likely spot. And I guess somebody else thought so. 5 minute. Well, you look at it in the 5 minute, and it's like any idiot would would have taken this short right off of VWAP, and then look at that all the way down 10, 20, 30, 40 points. Such good hindsight vision. Such good hindsight vision. So if you're finding value in the stream or the conversation here, click the subscribe button and I think the thumbs up. That helps, I think, bring more people in, which would be great to have a thriving community of like-minded traders for more dialogue and more feedback. I think that would be a nice thing. My goal for this channel, of course, is to have it as basically my virtual video trading log, trading journal that I can review with my voiceover and understand what I was thinking and why I did what I did. And if there's other value, other folks can find value in that, that's great. I'm not giving out advice. This is, past performance is not indicative of future results, and none of this is trading advice or suggestions to trade, nor am I a professional trading coach or anything else. But it would be nice to have a community of folks to share ideas with. So, stand by one. I'm going to step away for a minute. All right, back. Boy, at some point, would be relatively confident to think they were going to go across this low volume area here back to the value area low. But ES is hard off. They're right at new lows here, and they got a poor low going on or a weak low going on again. Chances are pretty good they'll take it down one more time to repair this area here. We're in C period now. Yeah, it just switched over. And here they go after that low volume area there. No, well, I'll tell you, it's funny how they do that. Yeah, they might now because oh, look at this. Dead poor low. Dead even. Both sides of the profile. Wow, no excess either place. That's a real strange looking setup there. Notice how fast that group of candles formed. That's because it's a range. They only print a candle when 20 contracts have changed hands or 20 trades have gone off. And so it can sometimes be quite slow and hardly no candles move, and then all of a sudden, down they go. Just like that. I wonder if this is going to be an opportunity to get a little bit of short out of that thing. I don't know. I'm a little bit leery of that. A little bit leery to take that short down there again. Except I do think they'll correct that low. No matter when. Got some size on the book there, 20s and 10s. much bigger than they've got on the bid. Yeah, they went across it now. My tendency would have been to want to short down here, looking for a breakout of the new low of the lows and to repair this poor low. Though they did get a C down there, I didn't see that one. But obviously, that reversion to mean idea was a lot stronger. And fortunately, my patience paid off, and I didn't make a mistake. Sellers are coming in here, kind of rolled over. I don't really see what the point of this is other than just to correct their inventories. Just banging on that support area. Still may well get down to this wick test at 22. Kind of a nasty looking profile there. POC's jumped way down there again. Oftentimes that will at some point, if they break this low here, there's going to be a stop run. Wow, there's only 2 hits down there, so that's not a lot, I guess. There'll be stops piling up down here, though. But the value area low is now pulled way down here, and the POC's down here. So they're trying to shift that value area lower. Clearly, the value in range is lower than any of the trades this week. And they're back into the range of last week. So I am thinking that I'll kick it here for another 20 minutes to the top of the hour. That'll be a straight up midnight here for me. And 11 o'clock and 10 o'clock in Chicago. I'd like to get one more little trade out and make up that couple of bucks I lost there, but I'm a little slow on the draw, and I got another crisis going on with something else we got happening there. So now what are we doing here? Is this a downtrend? Well, let's see. Lower highs, lower lows. Is it a downtrend? Technically, yes. Since about here. And if I'd have had my head on straight, I'd have shorted off at the bottom of this VWAP, and look at what we had to go for. But, that's hindsight. And when you're on the right edge and it looks like this, it looks like you're going up. That's why you trade what you see instead of what you think. Now, when I get the account a little more beefed up and into the funded account, I will have back tested and have some specific trades that I always take. This is one of them. It's a value area low, resting order bounce, right? Now, context makes a big difference, because if you just come down one tick, one tick, one tick, one tick, that's going to be a high probability trade. But this business here of working your way down real slowly with a lot of jumping around, that's not a high probability trade in my view. And I'm trying to get a better back testing setup. I have a TradeStation account. I was thinking about that. They're supposedly getting back test stuff worked up for Tradovate, which I hope happens quickly. I want to try to get an easy one. TradeStation is just it reminds me a lot of NinjaTrader, which I am not fond of, because they don't give you all the tools you need to trade. They give you a bare set and then expect you to go out into their marketplace and buy from all these other people. You don't know who they are. You don't know what experience they have. And they're only selling indicators or whatever, because if they could trade, they wouldn't be doing that. That's my opinion. Now, this is all my opinion, okay? And I find the same with Tradovate. For example, with TradeStation. For example, TradeStation doesn't have a proper VWAP out of the box. What the hell? In this day and age, I just find that shocking, actually. All kinds of bells and whistles and all this other stuff, but just basic things. VWAP, with the ability to add a couple standard. Yeah, you can go to the whatever they call their store and buy something that some guy cooked up. Sure. But, I'll never forget when I first started trading back, and I had some NinjaTrader. you couldn't put a line at price. That was something you had to either figure out yourself or buy. It's just like standard, what I consider standard stuff. It's like buying a car and the guy goes, "Oh, would you like an engine with that?" Just for me, it's ridiculous. So much for my rant, I guess. But that's anyway. So I'm trying to find a good, reliable, straightforward back testing system. See if we can go to that, get up to that next one here. A little more, boys. There you are. Okay, that's a little better. What was that? That was the stop, right? Yeah. That was the bracket stop, not the 10 points. So we're 180 on the day here. It's a little better. Sorry I didn't call. I got to get used to saying I'm long such and such and all this stuff. I'm focused, but I know that doesn't help the stream, nor does it help my review here. So where are we now? That's looking a little better. That average winning 17 seconds. Okay. Expectancy's up to $45. Still not so great. Well, better. Want to get this over the 15 and change to the 3 so I can be up to 3 contracts, and I'll move up to trading 2 as I had done previously until I had that drawdown day when I've been working my way back up to that area, to that level of account size, 1 contract at a time with the bracket. Managing the risk as best I can. A little slow on the draw here, but they came aggressively at this, so my context was that they were going to continue to move across this low volume area here to at least that standard deviation, which they did. And it was going away from POC, which is not my favorite way to trade. But in theory, they ought to take this across value. In theory. But we still have a poor low. Only 1 tick of excess. And a weak low, I guess that is, and a poor high because there is no excess on the top. No buying tail. There we go. Now they're going to take it up. We're at POC on the ES, right up to half back here. That's a pretty visual level for the intraday traders. And it's sock up in the middle of this mess. And this mess. A lot of headwind there all of a sudden. And back into the range from the back into range for the Globex. Looks like they could break it out to the top, however. $10 minutes to the hour. Pretty much sock up in the middle of the value area here. There's our VWAP 69. The difference in the VWAPs is because this one is calculated at the beginning of each session, and this one starts at the beginning of the day. So this starts at the Globex Open, and this Jigsaw starts at the beginning of each session. We might actually take that up towards the open. They got past VWAP over here with that, and they've come past the, they've gotten past half back on the profile, and chances are pretty good they're going to take it over to the top. However, I think as opposed to greedy, I will be content to take my $180 here. And this email on my other side of life just won't shut up. These people know it's midnight. So I hope wherever you are, you're comfortable, warm, and healthy. And if you're trading, that you're extremely successful. Remember, your only goal as a trader is to be able to trade tomorrow. Means manage your risk, manage your size, manage your trades. That's the goal. If you can trade tomorrow, every tomorrow, you are a successful trader, and the profits will come around your edge by the number of samples you can take. That's how it works. And I didn't get that final video made on the Holy Grail, which I will do, I promise myself and everybody else. So trade safe. Get yourself a bag of money. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. And have a great rest of your day wherever you are. And hopefully should be no problem. We'll be talking with you again tomorrow.